It's weird. It's weird. You know, love come from all of a sudden. Like, this shit is weird. Like, hold up. Like, this shit is weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and one thing that Snoop always tells me, because I always tell Dog, like, you don't understand. Like, you don't get how fucking big and iconic you are. You just don't get it. And Unc would tell you, like, I don't, because I'm doing the work. I don't have time to see what you see. So therefore, I understood that too. And I'm like, damn, I don't feel like that. Like, I still do regular shit. Like, I love to, you know, I go to Walmart, I go to Target, I just walk to AT&T to get my new phone and sit in there. And like, I still enjoy doing things that I was doing before the fame came. So I really don't, and it helps me because it keeps me ground level, it keeps my head on my shoulders. But at the same time, I think if I walked around like, yeah, like I'm a legend, or I feel like I'm that nigga, or like, I don't know. It's up to you guys to decide that. You know, I've always watched LeBron and, you know, the comparisons, and he's like, you know what? That's up to y'all. That's barbershop talk. You know, it's up for debate. If they feel like it, I understand. This is what I do know. I understand that I've done my job. I'm gonna continue to do it. The things that I've done for my era and for my, you know, for the time, I've done things that will last lifetimes. Like Mike, I can't go nowhere without somebody. I was at the strip club last night, right, with my mask on. I was masked up.
That's a good point.
Let me just put that out there. Let me just put that out there. And the security guard walks up and he's like, "Yo, nah, man, fucking like Mike, dog, like you Calvin, you don't understand what that movie did." And that's what I know. I know that I've been able to do my thing and do it well, and I've been blessed to do it. And I'm just glad that people love some of the work that I've been able to do along the way. And that means everything to me. And, you know, I love it. That right there is enough for me. The whole, he's a GOAT, he's a legend. And it's weird. It's hard to accept it when you don't get it all the time. So
I feel like you gotta accept it, Val, only because, like, bro, like, we all grew up with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all grew up with the whole Word Up era. We grew up with all the girls having posters of Bow Wow in their room in middle school. We all grew up on our same sort of thing. So I think, like, even when you mention it, you know, Lottery Ticket, like Mike, even the Madea movie, like Byron, like, that's classics to us because we was at a point in time when we was growing up. So, like, I get it, you know, like, to be humble about it, but, like, bro, you a legend, like, straight up. That's what we're calling it.
I appreciate it.
Disputing that at all.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. I really do.
You know who got a little bit of your talent I'm seeing is your daughter Shy. She really has a whole mood and personality, okay?
My daughter got an agent. Like,
that
I ain't have nothing to do with it. No, like, I think that's what's, like, lit about me. Like, my parenting is different. Like, I figure my job is so cool that if I bring my kids around, they're going to want to do it. I don't have to, if I do this, I want you to follow up behind me so you can carry on the legs. It's like, no. Once she realized who her daddy was, YouTube is a motherfucker. So she's watching everything. Like, oh, shit. Like,
she had the whole let me hold you dance. I'm like, that.
Listen, for the longest, to this day, if I FaceTime Shy right now, she still argues me up and down that Shorty Like Mine is not my record. That it belongs to some kid on TikTok who redid it, and it became like a big TikTok song. And I'm like, you know, that's Dad's record. And she's like, no, it's not. I said, that's me and Chris Brown. That's Dad's, like, good friend, and I got to explain it to her. And she's like, no, it's not. It's Dad. It's TikTok. And I'm like, it's TikTok. That's what it is. You got it. But yeah, I love the fact that she has an agent. She's auditioning. She's, you know, taking the steps, and it's natural. It's organic. It's just dope to see her at the age that she's at, and she's going to be 10, to want to follow in my footsteps without me forcing it on her. Yeah. I think that's like the dopest thing in the world for me, to be able to be like what? Like, Joya called me and like she killed this audition. She's getting ready to get booked and da-da-da. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, and I think I've tried to work her one time and she doesn't like it. So she wanted me to read lines to her. It's like, Dad, like, what's your formula of remembering your lines? How do you remember your lines? I was trying to give her my tips. And once we got her the acting coach and her agent, she was like, I don't want to work with my dad. Like, I'm cool with it. The way they break it down for me is way better. How my daddy do it, that's how you do it. But I let her find her way. You know what I mean? And That's all I do. But we have something big in the works now. So I know I've been seeing a lot of things people want to see us doing like a show or a sitcom together. It's coming. It's in the works. I'm probably on the first draft of the script. And we'll probably get like the second draft soon. And the show is fucking amazing. I'm just gonna put it that way. But yeah, the Shy and Shad is coming. It's coming this year for sure.
Okay, well, we got something to look forward to.
It's coming.
Hey, we got something else to look forward to. And then speaking of kids, bro, of course, congrats on your son Stone, man. Like,
appreciate it.
Basically, what was the meaning behind the name, and like, what was your reaction when you first found out that you got a kid, a new kid?
When I found out the reaction, I was like, okay, this is lit. I just hope it's something different. So when it was a son, I was like, all right, let's roll. Let's go. And then fellas know, you know, sometimes, listen, man, the women, you gotta listen. The women, they carry the flag for a lot of things. You know, Mama came up with the name. I'm like, you know what? You got last name.
The last name gotta be Dad.
I take it. Like I ain't about to sit here and you got it. Sometimes you gotta just, as the fellas, wave the white flag and let it be what it is. For me, I was like, at first, I was like, okay, this is different. Why? And then in my mind, I started putting it together. Like, well, dang, like he look just like me. He gonna be a stone cold killer. Like, he a ladies man. Like, he gonna just, you know, every man, you know, you want your son to be. So, you know, it grew on me. My mother loved it, like off the top. And I'm appreciative of his mom. She does a very good job. She's, you know, she's one of those women. She's laid back. She's never really on social media like that. She does a wonderful job at, you know, being a mom. And, you know, I would say this. I've seen a lot of horror stories with baby moms, and I mean, we see it on y'all's platform, right? So I'm just thankful that, you know, God blessed me with two women in my life who understand me, respect respect me as a man, respect, you know, how I move, and just, you know, and they don't bother me. They don't fuck with me. And as a man, I'm there to take care of my responsibilities and take care of my job. You know what I mean? So as long as I do that, which I will always do, then, you know, you'll never have to report anything crazy on me or my baby mom's wilding out on me. I don't think you guys will ever catch that. So I'm just thankful to have, you know, two great women in my life that I can trust, who I got a lot of love for, who I respect. You'll never see me disrespect my kids' moms. I just, you know, it's just not in my nature to do that. I'm one of those guys to where, you know, my kids' moms, they can, I don't even like to say baby mom or baby mother, but my children's mom, they can call me for anything, and I'm going to get it done. If they out of town, if they in Miami, they need something, they want to go to, no matter what it is, if it's a function going on, they need to get in with their girls, I'm going to set it up, section's done, bang, there it is. And we family, and I think that's important. And I got that from Puff. I learned a lot from Puff. You know, he taught me a lot, being around him, watching how he moves, and I'm always asking him questions like, how do you do it? How? And, you know, it's a blessing. And it works well when it's like that. So it's family. It's a family affair. And like I said, I love them both. And I'm just happy that I got two good ones on my side. I'm done after this. No more for Bow.
Hey, we respect that, man. We respect that.
Look, Bow, going back to music just for a little bit, you know, your career, you've seen music change. You've been in this industry for so long. Who are some artists from like the early 2000s who you're surprised didn't really make it or is still not being talked about right now?
Damn, that's a good question. 2000s that should still be around. That didn't. Well, that's tough. Because I feel like, damn, I mean, to me, I feel like everybody who popped off at that time is like still here. I'm trying to, like, one name came in mind, but I know everybody like, oh, Bow, you're wild. You've been up too late. You've been partying too much. I don't even want to say it because it's so left field. BT, you work at the radio station. Who? Give me a name. Somebody from 2000s that hit hard that should still be here. That,
I mean, it's a lot of people that
I can't think of one. I mean, I got one.
Think about the one that you was gonna say though, that you don't want to say, because I mean, I don't know. We might agree with
the rapper.
It's not a rapper.
Oh, it's a singer.
It's a singer.
Oh, I definitely want to know what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say Houston.
Who?
Houston.
I said
Houston?
Marcus Houston.
No, not Marcus Houston. Houston.
No.
Who was Houston?
The dude that lost his eye?
Yes.
That,
exactly. Is how you looking? Left field is shit. That's what I was saying.
He only had the I-20 song though.
He had that one song was big. Oh, I like that.
I like that. What that?
Like, you know, I mean,
that is.
But I told you it's gonna be left field and shit. That's what I'm saying. But I don't know. Why don't you give me some? I'm gonna flip it.
Well, look.
Give me one, and maybe I can go off of that.
Oh, the early 2000s.
Yeah, like. Look,
like
a Bobby Valentino, I would say, like he had a moment where
Bobby just had a party in Atlanta. He's still booked. Like,
but you know what I'm saying. But like, putting out projects
and then outside of Atlanta, I don't know. Like, but Bobby don't get the appreciation that he should. So I can agree with Bobby. Of course, like the Nelly.
I got somebody who I feel is underrated as shit and deserves way more props.
Who?
And this motherfucker can sing his ass off. I feel like dude should be way bigger than what he is. And I love his music. I love his voice. I'm going to go ahead and give him his roses while I got the platform to do it. Lloyd.
I was like,
Lloyd.
But he's still putting out music. I want people to stop that music.
I got chills because, like, I'm so passionate about music that Lloyd is so underrated and so underappreciated.
Definitely.
His voice, like, he to me sounds like Baby Michael sometimes on certain things. Don't quote me.
Like some of his songs are different. Like when he came out with was it True?
The True EP? Yes.
Like, come on, man.
Like that whole, you felt his pain.
That was probably one and I've worked with all the R&B singers of my time, right? Worked with Trey, Brown, you know, of course, Mario. I've worked with all of them. We all have songs together. That's the one guy that has been in passing, but we've never done anything. And I've always thought about him for certain songs of mine. Even before I put Mario on certain records, I said, yo, I got a #1 hit with I wanna work with Lloyd. Like, I love Lloyd's voice. I feel he's so underrated. I feel like he's so underrated and so underappreciated. Agreed. That motherfucker can sing.
Agreed.
Definitely.
Love Lloyd. Love him.
Okay. Well, we gonna keep the music conversation going, but I want to talk about like owning your masters. You know what I'm saying? Like that's been a conversation that we all been having like for the last 6 months. So like, do you own all your masters?
I don't own all my masters. Okay. But I feel that if you have the opportunity, and it's not like I don't want people to be like, oh, you know, listen, your favorite artists don't own their masters. And sometimes it takes them 40 years to actually get them because it is a process. Now, if we're talking about early on about our catalog, no. But going forward, if I ever get artists and all that, yes, because independent is the way to go. And, you know, I think when you see how music is structured and how it's going now, it's easy to own it, and you should own it, especially if you're the one who's putting in the time, the effort, the work.
Yeah.
And that's not just with music. I feel like that's anything that you do. You know, anything you put out, you should have ownership in it. And, you know, it's crazy how these labels do. You know, you write the record and you put it out, but, you know, like for instance, Pimpin' can make the beat, bam, bam. But if we was on a major label, like how do you own some shit that we started, created, and we birthed? Like we made this shit. And I feel that anytime you go through that process as a musician or anything, you know, if it's your film studio, if it's your production company, you should have ownership in what you do. And for me, that didn't register at the time because I was making so much money and it just didn't matter. I didn't care.
And you were also young, so they probably didn't really.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna tell you. Absolutely, you're gonna catch on later, and when you catch on, and that's when you go, or you learn like, okay, oh, masters, say less. Now that I know, I'm about to go towards that direction now. Let's go towards that now. Now I want that. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like every artist has that right and should have that right, and they should own what they put out. Absolutely.
Agreed. Agree with you on that.
So look, we're gonna switch lanes a little bit and go into Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. Now look, you're somebody who I see is like, yeah, you on social media, but you're kind of private. So what really ultimately led you to choose like, hey, I'm about to just have these cameras filming me all the time. I'm about to really just sign up and do this. What
I was against it. All right, so real talk, right? I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. So right when I was doing 106 in Park, E1 Entertainment came to me with an idea for me and Angela Simmons to have a show together. Okay. And at the time, we you know, it took Ange, listen, because you know she was hosting 106 with me, like off and on, and she was like, "Yo, I got a bag for us. Like, we should do this." This was before. This is how Growing Up Hip Hop even was birthed. Started with me and Ange first. That's what the network pitched. We want Val and Ange. So I'm like, "Yo," I'm like, "Ange, you know I ain't with that shit." I'm like, you know, you come from that, like Run's house. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm too wild. Like, you know, Ange, like I'm too wild. Like I can't show everything that I do. Like. It's like, no, we got to, I think it'll be a good opportunity. So I passed. So that's how Growing Up Hip Hop came without me on it. Okay. E1 circles back around and they're like, yo, we want to give you EP credit. I'm like, okay, that sounds nice. All right, let's keep, I'm like, all right, keep going. And they just kept coming. And one thing in business I've learned, when you turn someone down and they keep coming, they really want to fuck with you.
Definitely.
Excuse me. So as a businessman, I'm like, okay, well, let me entertain it now. Like, I keep throwing y'all off. I done threw y'all off 4 times. I curved y'all a million times. I don't want to do it. But then it made sense. And then I said, you know what? Everybody has a show. Perfect platform for me to promote and do what I do. Gives people a glimpse of who I am. And also, I can put my boys on and get them a check. You know what I'm saying? And y'all want to get down with this get down? Let's go. All right, well, let's get it. If I do it, my boys come with me. They got to be cast too. If y'all want Bow, we got to do it my way. And they did that. And
hey, listen, that's
like Bow Wow.
My team should be winning, my circle winning, like everybody
yes.
around me should be getting checks. So
absolutely.
Like with that decision to be a part of this season that airs on Thursday again, because you remember you said you wasn't about to be a part of this the next season. So
yeah. Well, the reason why I said that was because contractually I'm a free agent. You know, so this is when this is the good part. This is the good part. This is when we, you know, hey, 4 years is, you know, I'm like one of them NBA players. I did my first 4 years. It's time to get to that contract. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, contractually, yeah, this season would technically be my last if I don't come back. But I believe strongly that that won't happen. I believe that, you know, Growing Up Hip Hop is such a hit for the network. Both of them, especially Atlanta, because Atlanta, we're the culture, and you know what I'm saying. So, listen, they're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that I stay down with them, because they see what's going on. You know, I just signed my deal with Fox and iHeartRadio. You know, the Masked Singer, that thing just opened up so much stuff for me, and now that I'm in the building with Fox, they know at any given time it's like, you know what I mean. So they know they got to come with it.
Well, look, speaking of those networks, I had seen on Twitter you were very vocal about BET and what they got right now when it comes to their programming, 106. What do you want from BET? What do you hope to see from that network? Because you were very vocal about that.
Not even what I hope to see is what I plan to do. You know, it went from a conversation on Twitter that led to Clubhouse, to me having some of the top BET execs in the Clubhouse room, if that's what they call it, Clubhouse room, panel, whatever it is, that led into a real thing. And for me, it goes back to me saying what my true passion is, what my true gift is, you know, concepts and, you know, impact, right? Impact is big. That's like one of my favorite words, impact. And for me, it's what I'm going to do when I get in the building this year. And what I want to do is I want to bring them back to the point to where we loved it, we tuned in, we watched it, but also I felt like they strayed away from the culture. You know, BET became a network that was, you know, and, you know, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, but it became like anything else. I feel like it became Lifetime. I feel like it became a network that just showed TV and it was shows and sit, and it's like, that's not what we grew up on. when we looked at BET. We go from Cedar's World, after Cedar World go up, you get Rap City, after Rap City comes 106. It was just nonstop music, and impacting the culture. So for me, being that I'm so in tune with the people and what they want, I listen to the people. When you have a lot of these guys in the office, they're so far up in the office and they're not really hands-on in the streets with the people or listening. They don't know what the fuck to do, right? They don't know what to do. You end up hiring people that don't know jack shit about the culture. When you got somebody like me, I'm out. I'm at the clubs. We outside. Like, we know. I'm looking. I never stop working. I'm in the club. I'm looking around like, oh, idea right there. Bam. We need, you know what I'm saying? So I'm listening. I'm like, yo, okay, well, this is what I need. Why isn't BT in Atlanta? First, we need to move that. Let's move BT to Atlanta. We need to definitely, you know, and I looked at the ratings and the numbers. I'm a student with this shit. So I'm like, yo, during the pandemic, y'all aired the Hip Hop Chronicles, right? The docu-series about what No Limit and Rough Rider.
And No Limit, yeah.
Highest rated thing on BT. Hip hop, music, culture. Get back to it. The people are telling you, the numbers are showing. They're showing you what they want, but y'all not giving it to them.
Yeah.
And for me, if y'all don't want to give me